Hi there everyone, it is currently Monday the 28th of November 2011. We're going to start a video update today out here in the Arabian Sea and basically the entire Indian Ocean out here. We're watching Tropical Cyclone 05A move off towards the northwest right now. It did maintain that weak tropical storm intensity, or equivalent of a weak tropical storm intensity, as it continued to track off here along the west coast of India. Dropped some heavy rainfall actually out here and several reports of deaths out in Sri Lanka. So was not a weak system before. It definitely did strengthen up to a fairly significant system, but right now encountering a lot of wind shear off to the north here, and actually you can see it on the last several shots right in here. You start to see that weakening, and if we zoom in on this system, you can get a better look of what I'm talking about here. See all these little lines just kind of strewing off towards the north here? Well, that's that wind shear we're talking about, and if we pull up the wind shear product from Sims here, you can see upwards of 40 to 50, even 60 knots of shear along the northern periphery. Most tropicals don't like shear above about 10 to 15 knots. It kind of blows over those tops and really stops that warm core low to start to blow off that air into the center of the system. So definitely this year is taking its toll on the system, and right now expecting to continue to track off towards the west along the southern periphery of a subtropical ridge off here towards the north. And if we look at the GFS model, it indicates some fantastic news for the entire area around the Arabian Sea here, as you see that system slowly dissipate out here as it tracks off towards the west towards Oman. So definitely really great news. It looks like the system's really going to get knocked off by that shear and overall weaken before it makes any significant landfalls out here. So you still could see some rain showers in some of these areas between Pakistan and Oman, but overall it's not going to be the system that we were originally anticipating out there. We knew it was going to get shredded up by the shear, but now it looks like it's really going to be to a significant degree. And if we finally look at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center's outlook on the system, you can see that they track it off towards the west-northwest, maxing out at that 40, gusting at the 55 knots, or then it just gradually weakens down to a tropical depressional status. So really fantastic news out here. One thing I do want to note though, this is one of the major shipping lanes in the entire world throughout this region, so definitely could be some hurt to commerce with the system, as some of the ships might have had to slow down and go around it, but nothing too significant. So I think that'll be the most major impact out of the system at this time. Definitely did have some impact on Sri Lanka and the southern portions of India though just a few days ago, but at this time looks like it's going to be weakening here. But let's look off here towards the east here for much of southeastern Asia, where in parts of Indonesia and southern Malaysia you're seeing some heavy rainfall out there. And actually I've had a few people write into me here getting some reports out of southern portions of Malaysia, basically around KL as well. You're seeing some heavy thunderstorms with that monsoonal trough continuing to set up across this entire region, and that's going to continue to persist likely here for the next several months. So definitely not looking at anything improving in the near future, but it's specifically in these afternoon and evening hours. The Malaysian Peninsula, you definitely get that effects from the dual sea breezes coming from both sides here out of the South China Sea and the Strait of Malacca. So that combined with this monsoonal trough and localized areas, you're going to be seeing those rain showers specifically about 10 to 15 miles inland, specifically actually here on the western periphery of the Strait of Malacca. You can kind of see that indicated here with that clear skies right near the coast, but once you move inland you see those cumulonimbus tops really forming up. And as we continue to push our way off here towards the east, we do have this developing low we've been talking about for several days now, moving across Japan today, bringing some rain showers to the southern portions of Japan, even as far north as the Kanto Plain. Specifically actually here in my location in Yokohama, we're seeing some very cloudy skies out here. Some slight rain, but nothing really too much on the heavy side. That's really being concentrated down here towards the southwest. And also just off here towards the west, we're seeing a low develop up over the Yellow Sea. That's going to move across Korea here by today and into tomorrow, bring some light rain showers out across that region. But if we look at the surface analysis from KMA, you can see some of that rain being indicated here in green out here just south of Japan. Actually, this is part of Japan. This is the Bowen Islands right in here. And also off here towards the west, you see that new low developing, bringing some fog conditions with that rain pushing in west. But actually, as those lows move off here towards the east, we're going to see a trough set up over Japan. And that's really going to happen on Wednesday into Thursday. Looks like there's going to be some light and sporadic rain showers actually on both of those days across much of the country here. You can see this trough setting up along the southern periphery of the next surge of cold air that's going to come in from the north. So really, as we push off towards Thursday, it looks like it'll weaken, but then that trough's going to strengthen up yet again as a trough of low pressure in the upper atmosphere picks it up, and that's going to bring more rain showers out here towards Japan. So really going to be a wet week throughout the entire region here, and even that's going to extend all the way down here towards the Philippines as well. You see all this troughing extending all the way down here with that northeast monsoon. So even down there around Manila, you could be seeing some rain showers associated with the same system. So let's buzz our way down here towards the south and look across Australia, where we do have an area of low pressure across southern Australia. Moving off towards country Victoria here, that just looks like some pretty widespread rain showers across the region. Haven't seen any severe warnings from the feed I get in from the Bureau of Meteorology, but overall it looks like the Australian high is dominating most of the regions out here. Even off towards Queensland, you're seeing very dry conditions across much of the region. One thing I do want to note quickly though, is actually while I was making this video update just now, there was a 6.4 magnitude earthquake just off the coast of Papua New Guinea. Don't expect any severe impacts with this system to any of the population out there. This is actually quite a common occurrence across Papua New Guinea and much of the Solomon Islands out here. So just one thing I do want to mention real quick. But if we look at the temperatures here in Australia, fairly balmy out here, and actually definitely a beach day if you're up there in Queensland. Seeing temperatures in the high 20s to low 30s up and down the coast. So really warm out here with that Australian high dominating. But one thing I do want to note, that means that warm air is going to be spilling in and tropical season is going to start forming up here. So something to keep an eye on out there down under. But that is all for right now, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to this entire video. If you did so, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please let me know. Post them in the comment box below. Definitely if you have any suggestions. I always like to look at where I want to reach out here and what type of viewerships really are watching these videos. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and stay safe out there. Have a great day.